I really enjoyed using my 7 Rhymes DW20 wireless mic system. So why did I get rid of it to get something else? Hey y'all, I'm Milledge Austin. Thanks for checking out my channel. Now, if you've been around for a while, then you're probably thinking to yourself, oh great, here comes another video review about another wireless mic system. And you're kind of right, but you're also kind of wrong, because this is still a 7 Rhymes DW series. It's just the DW30. And because I've already done a review on the DW20, I probably won't take up as much of your time today with this review. But like I said in the intro, I really enjoyed using the DW20. It was low cost, it sounded great, it was a very good competitor with the Rode Wireless Go 2 and some of the other systems I've tested. So why did I decide to go ahead and give that to my friend John so that I could upgrade to the DW30 so quickly? And it really comes down to two things, and I'll get to those in just a minute. But first, let me get this right out of the bat. What do you get for about $240? This one is roughly $240, so it's a little bit more than the DW20. You get one receiver, which is on the R, 2 transmitters, one of which is here in the case, one of which I am using right now, but you also get this really cool carrying case. You also get 2 windscreens, your TRS to TRS cord, again, which is on the R from the receiver to the R. You get your TRS to TRRS cord. You also get 2 lapel mics, lavalier lapel mics, and you get that really fun USB attachment, USB multi-use device where you've got the USB-A to 3 USB-Cs, so that if you don't have this charging case with you, you can still charge both transmitters and the receiver all at one time. Now, the one knock on this, at $240, I feel like you should get a bag because, like I said, the 2 transmitters go into the case, the receiver goes into the case, but where do all your other odds and ends go? So luckily I've got a couple bags from other devices. I really don't know where this one, Sungate? I'm not really sure what it came with, but I had one lying around, so I'm able to put all the little odds and ends in there and travel really well with it. So I think that's my one and only knock. I'll go ahead and get that right off the bat right there, because I really think that it would be nice if you had a way, and this is not going as smoothly as I had hoped, but I really wish that there was a way for you to keep all your odds and ends and everything together in a little bit neater package. So now that we got the one knock out of the way, why did I decide to upgrade from the DW20 to the DW30? And it's really down to 2 things. Number one, I really wanted this case. I'm not gonna lie. It was kind of a silly reason to want to upgrade, but I've seen some other systems that have similar charging cases and I wanted one. And I really didn't look around all that much to find one to charge the DW20 because the DW20 units also have the ability to charge in the case as these do. But the big reason for me upgrading is that I wanted the ability to record right there into the transmitter. And so you can see that there is actually, instead of the mode power button on the front, it's actually record. And so if I press and hold, so you can see right there that that yellow dot is now flashing, and you see that it is counting down saying, or counting up rather, telling me how long it's been recording for. And we'll get into that in just a minute about how to get audio off of this, but I thought that it would be great to have that redundancy that you hear people talk about, where sometimes they'll record their audio to a separate device, not just to the camera. It'll be a Zoom or some other audio recorder, and I wanted that. Real quick, let's go ahead and see what this sounds like off of the audio from the built-in memory. So I'm gonna go ahead and switch over now. That should be a good enough little indication for me. And now we are on the audio straight from the lavalier lapel mic into the transmitter. I have gone ahead and removed the audio or muted the audio from the receiver into the R. So curious to see how that sounds, see if there's any increase in quality because it's not having to go wirelessly between the transmitter, the receiver to the camera. I would imagine that it sounds a little bit better that way, but we'll see. Compared to the DW20, nothing has really changed outside of the being able to record internally and coming with this charging case. And the only real change is that now the power mode button is here on the side, and you've got that record button, whereas before I believe it was the mode as well as the power button on the front. So it's just nice that they have distinguished it a little bit and that there is that ability to record internally to the transmitter. Now, what does 8 gigs of internal memory look like? Well, they say that's 24 hours. And because these only record, or these are only good for about 7 hours on a charge, you in theory would have to charge this, use it, charge it, use it, charge it, use it, you know, probably 3, 4 times? Probably have to use it 4 times to start filling up that internal memory, which is absolutely astounding. I love that they have so much jam-packed in there, and I'm not really going to test that. That's a little excessive to sit there and try and record so much to it that I overload it, because as I've said in other videos, I'm very much of the mindset that you record and you dump. You don't leave it on the card, because inevitably you're going to format and you're going to lose something. Let's take a look at the case real quick. It's a little heavy, it's a little bulky. Let's see, I've got a tape measure here, and it measures just under 5 inches long, right around 2.5 inches deep, 2 1/4. And then it is roughly 2 1/4 inches tall as well. So it's not the most compact, but when you take into consideration that there is a battery in here and you get a lot of charge out of it, it's probably worth finding a way to put this into your camera gear. And it keeps both transmitters and the receiver in a nice, neat little package. Like I said, the one knock would be a night away for all the other things to get attached to it or be kept with it, but I like this system so far. On the front, you see that there are 4 LED indicator lights to show how the charge is in the case. And this case is a 3000 milliamp charge battery. They say that it can charge up to 6 hours. So if you were to completely drain both transmitters and the receiver, you can actually fully charge them from completely dead twice and get 6 hours. So then you're looking at the 7 hours of use on one charge. You're looking at a lot of recording that you could, in theory, do with this system. On the inside, you've got 2 slots for the transmitters. Something that I like about this is there is a little TX, a little TX, and a little RX here. That way you know exactly where they're supposed to go. Now, the way that these are with the 4 contacts on the back on the exact same side, and with the way that they're laid out, you could, in theory, put it in the same spot. But the big reason why you want to make sure that the receiver is here is that when you open this up, the receiver tells you how charged both transmitters are and how charged the receiver itself is. So you get a quick glimpse when you open it up to know, hey, everything's charging the way it's supposed to. It's been charging long enough. I've got enough charge to do this next project. And I really like that. That's really, really slick. They do have a little bit of a magnet action to bring them in. Like, I'm not throwing that in, that's sliding right in and connecting via magnets, and that latches nicely. So yeah, and then it's also very important, got a USB-C to charge it on the back. So I have gone ahead and switched transmitters. This is the one that I was using earlier, and I'm going to use the USB-C here, and I'm going to go USB-A onto the laptop, and it recognized it. I heard the little audio there. And I don't even have to turn this on. Like, you don't have to hit the power button. It automatically recognizes. So we'll go to the iRay DW30 right there under recording. You see 2 recordings because one was actually an earlier attempt just to see and figure out how to do it. But this is the one that I want. And it shows up in a WAV file. And actually that sounds great. So we have it, we can rename it what we need to, and then super simple. I love that it was actually that easy, because you never know if you need to turn it on or if there's some kind of special way to do it. Also, sometimes when you're trying to get footage off of cameras and devices, you never know what file. It's really nice to see that it is that simple as just accessing it like an SD card. So that is it for me for today. Hopefully this was a little bit of a shorter video for you, because again, I've already reviewed the DW20 and how it sounds. I expect this to have very similar abilities as far as being able to put the transmitter like in the middle of my house and have really good range. I really expect it to sound really good across a football field, right here in the studio. I feel really good about this system, and I am excited to have upgraded to the DW30. But let me know what you think down in the comments below. Do you think that it was worth the upgrade for about $150-ish? It might be only $100 to go up a little bit, but do you think it's worth the upgrade to get the built-in recording on the transmitters as well as that fancy little charging case? Or would I have been better off just sticking with the DW20? Let me know down in the comments below. I really enjoy hearing what you have to say. I hope that you enjoyed this video. As always, if you did, please hit that like button. I greatly appreciate it, and I will catch you in another video.